He's a buster. He's a weirdo. Nigga whoop his ass in real life. He behind the camera, and you gotta just let clowns be clowns, man.
DJ Akademiks is controversial, loudly ignorant, confrontational, and for what it's worth, he has gotten into several beefs to maintain his platform and keep his name in everyone's mouth. His chaotic and polarizing behavior has made him one of the most hated or loved voices in the hip-hop radio space. But what happens when Akademiks guests decide they aren't playing his games? In today's video, we're going to highlight 7 times DJ Akademiks gets checked. SZA and Whitney LeDawn. Akademiks has a loud personality, and he obviously loves to build the drama for the clicks and the views. But sometimes his disrespect towards women is out of control, and not everyone thinks it's funny. When Akademiks was a guest on the Fresh and Fit podcast, he got into it with Whitney LeDawn. Akademiks really looks like a chump the way he's yelling at this woman, even though she was acting crazy. You can only imagine how he must treat his girl if they got into it. Check it out.
No, we go. No. You want to talk about my sins or talk about yours? Obesity. Gluten, baby. Indulging in too much of that.
Yo, chill. Little Johnny can't miss school tomorrow. We can talk.
His name is Johnny.
I love the kids.
He's gonna make it to school.
Word?
Absolutely.
If you trying to stay, we can rock. I'm with it.
Hey, it's whatever.
You the one that said you had to dip.
Baby, you said something about me having a baby out of wedlock. I said something about you sinning and having gluten and obesity. So now we on the same page.
Whitney drops a hilarious comment about Akademiks' weight, and that unleashed a flood of chaos in the room.
What kind of man do I like, and how should he approach me? I said, definitely not online. I said, if you're in person, you come to me directly, you speak to me clearly, you don't yell from across the room.
The first time I heard being a child of God, I heard about you.
See, you always cutting the women off, but you never let us finish. But you want us to let you finish. And I don't like the way you told all these ladies to shut the earlier. That was rude as you gonna get views, my
boy. Shorty, what I'll tell you is this. Like,
what?
If I was offended by anything you said, I get the brakes beat off you here. I get beat the brakes off you here. Stop playing with me.
Oh, please do.
Stop playing with me.
Yo, that's not That's not holy.
Stop playing with me.
That's not holy.
Hey, listen, in the name of God, I'm gonna be.
That's not holy.
Holy now. In the name of God.
I was trying to dismiss you because you're a broke ass bitch. Get a babysitter who talking about you gotta go home and kill him. Go home, kill him. Go home, kill him, nigga, and go handle your business. Go handle your business. Go handle your business.
Why for me?
Yo, Shawty, you gotta go. Go ahead.
The back and forth continues until she finally leaves the room and makes her exit, but not before the host of the show starts yelling at everyone to move because homegirl pulls out a stick.
Move to the left.
Okay.
Move to the left. I said move to the left. Yo, I said move to the left now. All right. You too stupid. What the fuck you doing? Move to the left.
This is the right though.
Everybody get to the fuck left. All right. If bullets come down this way, I ain't getting nobody hurt.
Oh, I'm gonna destroy that hoe. She shoot me.
Wait, she's saying threats?
You can't tell if Whitney LeDawn actually pulls out a burner, but later on, she responded to the claims.
And we just don't go hard with it because they did that for nothing. They did all of that for ratings. When I left, I was already in the hallway. I heard him talking about, move to the left, move to the left. I'm in the hallway like, what the f*** about? Like, I start moving to the left, like, what's going on? So I finally went, got on the elevator. When I finally saw the clip and saw them all running, it's like, what is y'all running from? Air? Because I wasn't even in there. And I was gone. I was leaving. So that's all I tried to do was leave gracefully. And it's just like they kept trying to provoke me. So they got what they was looking for. I definitely was, I'm a concealed carrier and I keep my gun with me at all times, but I never not once pulled it out. And, they just took that and ran with it. They tried to say it. If it happened, they would have had clips of it. Everything was recorded. You would see it. I was gathering my things. I had my little liquor bottles that I was putting in my bag. And I was just trying to leave. And they just took that and ran with it.
Unlike the Whitney LeDawn interview, this next woman Akademiks disrespected was uncalled for and really has no justification. Back in 2023, he went on a massive rant, body shaming SZA.
But y'all be fat just like me, looking like a linebacker's, your neck thick as like an 32 pack of Franks, and now y'all acting like y'all bad. You fat as Let's keep it a bean. You know you've been under the knife mad times. We don't care how much you show that little botch BBL. You need to get back to the doctor one more time. And I'm going to stand on it, man. But SZA, let me give you the truth. This is the ether that's going to make your soul burn. I don't care how many albums you sell. You double chin. Let me not say, I should say that. I apologize for that. You double chin chick. I'm sorry. I love you, by the way. You're a great musician. I'm sorry. You are just as fat as me. The doctors, the surgeons can't fix you. Okay?
The body shaming was unprovoked. In fact, it wasn't the only time. In 2017, Akademiks publicly said, "She seems like she's one of them Amazon bitches." SZA's response was, "Still don't regret being nice to you. Peace." However, in a since deleted tweet, Terrence Punch Henderson, who has overseen SZA's career since signing her to TDE back in 2013, responded to Akademiks, "Man, I've been so conflicted the past couple of days as to address this dude publicly or not. I'm not playing no internet games. He has to answer for those disrespectful things he said about SZA." Then all of a sudden, Akademiks releases an apology after he was contacted by Drake. Now, Ak makes it seem like the conversation was very cordial, but who knows how it actually went down.
Drake calls me early in the morning. I have no idea why he's even calling. He was working on For All the Dogs, and I had just gotten into it with SZA. And he says, "Yo, I can never tell you what to do, because I respect your platform. I'm trying to cut these songs with this girl, and she's visibly upset. Some of the stuff you've said really bothers her." He's like, "I know you because I watch your content. I know you don't probably give a you felt she did something, you're just responding. She's not one of those people who built for that type of stuff. She's an emotional, very precious girl. If it's not that serious, could you at least let her know? Because I think she really believes that this is the energy that you really feel." I apologize to SZA for that. Honestly, it wasn't even that serious.
Vic Mensa. In one of the most viral moments involving DJ Akademiks, Chicago rapper Vic Mensa straight up told Akademiks that he would have slapped the radio host if it wasn't for the safety of his studio and platform protecting him. When Mensa was a guest on the show, Everyday Struggle, he addressed Akademiks' coverage of the violence going on in Chicago and told him he had no right to have a perspective on what's going down in the city.
Do you feel drill is like done? Because you also mentioned that you felt you were a little bit repulsed by the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives were being affected, deaths and other type of madness happened within the music, and the music was a real life depiction of that. Like, how'd you feel about that?
I wanted to slap you in your face, honestly. And I'm just seeing you here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my words, but I really felt as if people exactly like you sensationalized and made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. And I think, you know, ain't had no right. You know, you specifically, like, you ain't never have a right. Like, whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying on a daily basis?
Akademiks decided to go on the defensive and argue his case that he wanted to give a different perspective about drill music. Mensa, feeling disrespected for some comments that was made about one of his boys who was killed, was not having it.
So when I saw drill, and you could definitely chime in. When I saw drill was so hyped up by everyone. I had to give a different perspective of what that was for people to realize that's not cool. And whether you agreed with it, right? And again, you're very close, you're involved in it. Chief Keef didn't like me, Dirk didn't like me. I mean, I think they grew to understand that the content was not just negative. Right?
No, it was clowning. It was just negative, man.
No.
Like, come on, boy.
You don't think it was nothing constructive about it?
There was nothing constructive about it. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really think you're a bitch. Because
what's that?
Because there's a video that you put up about a person named Trey 57 making all these jokes. Oh, here's another Chirac Savage. Like, this guy's stupid. He messed with the Grim Reaper. Like, this is not a video game. That's a I grew up with. I've known since I was 5 years old. And to see you come on the internet and, like, with this corny ass little voice and make jokes about it, like, you know, I was waiting to see you. And it's a couple people waiting to see you. I heard you say you didn't want to come to Chicago when I sat down, because you clearly don't, because you really couldn't even stand outside. You get chased out the mall.
Wait, I do get love in Chicago though. Like, I mean,
the mall, DJ Akademiks.
I mean, truth be told, there's a mixed reaction.
You know you can't deal with that.
Akademiks was basically tiptoeing around in circles, trying to paint a positive picture of himself and his channel. Everyone knew he wasn't going to be able to slide away from this one.
Right? Now, there's satire used, right? And I know exactly what you're talking about. It's Warren Chirac, by the way, if you guys don't know. But I always had that positive message. Yo, y'all got to cut it out.
Satire is a form of clowning.
No. Yeah, but it's not on some, like, with no type of responsibility. Always offered advice.
Responsibility. Satire,
that's
like you sitting there.
Zero responsibility when I'm offering advice at times. And I'm also
advice. Who made you eligible to even weigh in? You sitting at a computer jacking
everybody
off,
weighs in.
Typing.
Wait. Everybody weighs in on everything.
Talking about real life. You talking about real. What you know about that, bro?
No, doesn't everybody weigh in on everything?
Not in that way. You really built a following off of clowning our deaths, people that I really know. And you know what's up about it, and why I said the things I said to you, is because were we to be in a room, there's no cameras, there's no security, you see us, you wouldn't make no jokes. You wouldn't make a single joke.
Well, first of all, I gave an outside perspective.
Would you make a joke?
A joke about what?
No,
okay, give me some.
Hey, don't waste my camera time. He wouldn't make the joke.
You wouldn't make the joke.
He wouldn't make the joke.
So don't just be sitting like a little, you know, like an internet gangster. Talking about making
me, truth be told. Because I never portray myself.
And the reason I say that is because those are ballsy things to say that you said. Those are ballsy things to say, not coming from a ballsy person. Pause. But those are brave things to say, and I don't take you for a brave man. I really think that that's cowardice. I think that entire perspective that I'm gonna make a life off of joking about these young black men killing each other, that's coward shit, man. And you wouldn't say it to nobody when the cameras is on.
Let me ask you a question. So you expected me to cover drill music, everything around it, but not like how do you cover that?
Who told you to make a video series? You're not even from Chicago, called The War in Chirac, where you go into the smallest details of like murders. What is that? Like that's, you know what? That's just like, that's parasitic. That's what they do to our culture from the outside, and that's exactly what you do to our culture from the outside.
Jeezy and Nipsey Hussle. Let's piggyback on the statements voiced by Vic Mensa. Some other rappers who shared the same views were Jeezy and Nipsey Hussle. Like Vic, Jeezy really cares about his community and had to let Akademiks know how his corny narrative of hip-hop was hurting the culture.
Well, if you were selling drugs and you live outside the community, you were pumping drugs to the community,
but
that was bad.
Let's rewind a little bit. My whole point of case is that, you know what I'm saying, whatever you do, just do it with integrity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was doing what I was doing to be in this position to sit at this table with you now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? To be able to have something to talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? But my point in case, and the point I was trying to make was, I stuck to my guns no matter what, because that's what my mindset. You feel what I'm saying? So when you hear me talking my music, that's my true mindset. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you what's right or what's wrong. I'm telling you, you have to build a rapport. Your reputation follows you around everywhere. So if you're not in the taking, you're not in the stealing, you're not in the robbing, like you're gonna put that in your music, and that creates a code. You feel what I'm saying? So the newer generation now, the things that they're putting in their music is, we're gonna run off on the plug. We're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. But you laughing because it's funny, because you on the show. But you ain't saying that shit. Little homie getting his head knocked off.
You're right, because that is one of the things.
Absolutely, I know I'm right. You ain't never been there. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it's cool. But until you gotta go bury a nigga, you gotta pay for a nigga because he listening to this shit and he thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? He running out here because that's the code, that's the rules. Wherever you're gonna get the street rules from, the code, but our culture leaders. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what you think is music and what y'all sit up here and critique is fine. But once you leave this table and you go back home to your people and you go back home and live your life and you get on your blog and you talk your shit, these kids gotta still deal with this shit for real, bro. And they got more firepower, more guns than for Iraq, brother. Like, it's real war out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit up here critiquing these kids and telling them you're doing this wrong, you're doing that right. Like, that's an opinion.
Jeezy calmly lets Akademiks know how he feels about the blogger's stance on the war in the streets. It's a common feeling among a lot of these guys. Check out what Nipsey said.
DJ Akademiks is a meatball to me, so he said stuff. He said some stuff about Chicago, rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, he's a buster. He's a weirdo. Nigga whoop his ass in real life. He behind the camera, and you guys just let clowns be clowns, man. Like I was on Everyday Struggle, and I walked out just because. You know, I'm not a clown. I don't come from that world of like you make jokes about. We used to excuse me. Are we live?
No, we good. We cool. We can bleep this.
We used to up for trying to film fights.
Right.
In the hood.
Yeah.
You fight. What you doing with the camera? We gonna make you fight. What's wrong with you, boy?
Yeah.
We ain't covering no drama. That's called instigating.
Right.
And what's up with you while you at it?
Right.
So you know, nigga him get weeded out quick. He got a little internet run going on, but. You know, we just gotta let himself destruct because he's on the path.
Joe Budden. For someone who talks a lot, DJ Akademiks doesn't listen much. Joe Budden had to lay it out on him in an effort to get the radio host to understand some of the things he's doing on the internet is wrong. In one of their many interviews, the two got talking about XXXTentacion, his street antics, and if he is actually about that life. Budden didn't approve. Akademiks looks like a little boy getting yelled at by his father in this exchange.
Let me read this definition so I can put this away. All right, to spare someone, to refrain from punishing or injuring, to show mercy to exempt from something.
Stop.
Did he refrain from punishing or injuring him?
Yes. According, I'm only going with what he said. You said I have 50
more to go off. This is my issue with you. I've heard enough from you. If you're not going to start talking some adult, mature shit.
I'm giving you guys what he said because he's not going to say all of that.
All right, so
you guys can analyze.
I'm off of him because clearly talking to him does nothing. I'm talking to you now.
Yeah.
Because I work with you, and,
I would be moving
and some of these street niggas think that I'm responsible for the things that you do and say. So now I'm talking to you.
They think vice versa too.
They think that you no, real niggas. The street know me already.
After that Migos thing, I was getting a lot of calls. I was like, yo,
my point to you, this is my issue with you. And I only have an issue with you because when I watch these XXX clips, I hear your name. And because I work with you, I have to now be involved in this little kid that I want nothing to do with. So, this is snitching, number one. Do you say that, Tim? Do you say that you are breaking street protocol by telling every thing that happens? Does somebody say that to him?
I'm not a street nigga.
And this is my point. That's my point. The nigga that's not street nigga, I'm one of them. I raised my hand immediately. Yeah, there's no shame. There's no shame in it.
Testify.
The niggas that are not street should not be involved in street. And regardless of how the framing of this looks because of how he is framing it, this is street. We would never know a word about this if he didn't tell us. Migos get into this type of shit every other week. We never see a video. We never hear a story. We never see a tweet. And we never see a IG post. Know why? Because behind all of these little not Migos, I'm not calling them that, but behind all of the young hip-hop people, some of them have OGs behind them, some of them don't. Know where Migos falls on this list? They do.
They definitely do.
You know that.
Yeah.
So I hold you responsible when I see... Let me finish. When I see little like this, because he's going to get beat up in LA for some he said, right? X. Had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with you. Now you're not able to account for your own words. And now it's switched. It's not street protocol. Now it's IG marketing little time. You can't be involved in it. You can't be the vessel for to involve in. You can't be the that these little even feel comfortable saying, hey, Akademiks, put this up. Because now you are involved in street protocol. I don't play with none of these niggas. When they start talking about street protocol, you know who I refer them to? My OG. There is a street protocol. And if you are not a street, you should mind your business. I tell the street niggas that when they call me. All them niggas know who my OGs are. They already know. Migos, everybody know who their OGs are. Him ain't no OG. And that is the problem with these little There's no OG to say, knock it off, nigga. Relax. Or for the OG to deal with it. But this, hey, I'm using your name for clout? You're posting a girlfriend? Stop it.
I'm not.
Do not explain it.
No, I gotta explain.
Do not rationalize this behavior.
I'm not rationalize his behavior. Everything I tell him pertains to that situation.
I'm telling you something. Stay your little ass away from his little ass. You know why? Because when it get real, my OGs is gonna have to come into play, and I'm gonna have to tell niggas, hey, Ak ain't, you know what I mean? Keep away from his little ass. They're gonna hurt him.
That's on him.
Good. Keep it on him.
Well,
stop reporting on street. The street will escalate to a point where you're not going to report on it. And you can't report on it. Or else. I hate to have these conversations on platforms like this, but I have to because little like this.
Joe came down hard on Akademiks and said what most OGs have always said. There are things that happened on the street that have no business being discussed on podcasts. Unfortunately, XXXTentacion lost his life a year later, RIP. Star. Former Everyday Struggle host and shock jock radio personality, Troy Star Terrain, was Joe Budden's replacement on the show. In one of their episodes together, Star called DJ Akademiks out for being a fanboy and deriding rappers.
And jumping. You said a lot. You like birds all over the place. Or the first season, you guys, you were literally on Drake's. Now, I like Joe, but that has nothing to do with nothing. Joe can get it as well.
Hold on.
No, you hang on.
Short.
Drake didn't call your name. It's nothing, man. It's nothing.
So you can't be your name?
Why are you on Drake's?
Okay, first of all, Drake didn't even call Joe.
Why are you on Drake's? Never mind him calling you. Why are you on his? You on his last season again?
Discussing the hottest rapper in the game, and I'm sorry.
Who's not with you, by the way?
Cares if he is or not?
You care. No. We're sitting here talking about you care.
No, we're talking about a song he just put out, which he may have referenced the show. It's like, honestly, I don't care if he gets
I'm current. Not only am I current, but you're thirsty. You're thirsty now. You're in the studio doing everything against what you started out doing. Tekashi call you a little pump dick rider.
It's safe to say Star murders Akademiks in this onslaught of disses and checks. He also took time to address the common complaint about Ak, him profiting off of the street violence in hip-hop.
You made reference to them being savages and all other names that during that particular point in time was tasteless.
Hold on.
You hold on. Don't sit here now and do this for Fredro. Don't do that, my nigga. Don't do that.
We're talking about people.
Don't do that.
Who may have been that
you
shit.
Clown Chirac that got gunned down, cut down like dry weeds. Now you're getting complex money and you're.
No.
Are you serious?
That's not the truth. Most of all, the people, and just to clarify, you can make any.
We'll just let you finish your final thought.
Most of the people I ever spoke about.
Sitting here with the modern day P.T. Barnum.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
I'm the hater, friend to nobody.
Because I think he's worth
Stand on it. You clowned him, he was alive.
A human life is a human life, guys. Like all the music and everything aside, a life was lost, and that's important. Star, all right, I think we gotta wrap the show.
Freddie Gibbs. We now come to one of the bigger beefs between a radio personality and a rapper. DJ Akademiks and Freddie Gibbs have a long history of going back and forth. Let us know in the comments if you want us to cover the entire beef, because this one could take up a whole video. For this one, we will just go over some of the back and forth real quick.
Jeezy is relevant. Freddie Gibbs, you're absolutely relevant as well.
I heard that you might lose your job.
And you talking this gangster shit? Where's the get back? Where's the get back?
Do you feel like there was a point in time during the Akademiks thing, maybe you're putting a little too much energy into Ak?
Quote him exactly. He said, yo, I could have smoked Akademiks. I mean,
he went in on Freddie, going nuts.
Hard was a shot at this thing. Nothing happened.
I just want Akademiks to delete his Instagram and delete his Twitter and leave the rap game.
This feud began when Gibbs made a comment about Gunna snitching after a video surfaced, and the stage was set for these two.
People now just don't know what snitching is. And people like Freddie Gibbs complicated it. If you're on Crime Stoppers, you a snitch. Right? There's a blanket ass tweet.
Akademiks, you would get that out the way. First and foremost, nigga. Secondly, yeah, I do feel that way. If a nigga go on a Crime Stopper show or any kind of show, to me, that's some snitch. Me, personally. You got your opinion. You could agree or disagree, nigga. I truly don't give a thirdly, I ain't saying no names or call no out or none of that. That's y'all saying these names. That's y'all calling out the motherfucking Crime Stoppers. So, you know, if a feel a way about it, you know, it is what it is. But I ain't, you know, I'm just, you know, speaking my motherfucking mind. Wait, this ain't no pick on Akademiks. Ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. But, you know what I'm saying? Like when, you know, getting on a goddamn show talking about, oh, these is ignorant statements. Nah, that's a real statement, man. Y'all is promoting this snitch culture to these kids and promote these niggas stay the out the streets, then they won't have to snitch.
The floodgates opened on Twitter, and then Ak responds to this tweet.
I'll son you, your mama, your daddy, your son, your daughter, everybody. So when you talking about, oh no, my son living, you're stupid, you bugging Sam. I know exactly where you live at. You don't live in a bigger crib even than me. Relax yourself, little bugging Sam. You, whoever you with, your son, relax yourself. Don't be trying to talk to me. I'm a different league.
Breaking news. Who is Freddie Gibbs training to fight?
DJ Akademiks. I'm a solid 185. DJ Akademiks a soft 204. So I think we can make that, you know, that fight happen. You dig what I'm saying? He announced it yesterday that he wanted to do a celebrity boxing match so we could donate it to charity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no money if I win. I just want Akademiks to delete his Instagram and delete his Twitter and leave the rap game. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Bad guy, this rap about to squeeze Akademiks titties. I love a fat bitch. You a dick in the booty, nigga. Get the strap, bitch. They say rap it, let these niggas breathe. I guess they playing from behind trying to up the scope cause you in the lead. But I say let these niggas bleed. Quick full of West bricks, it ain't a shoot on your whole team. Balling like a on my job was broke. Put you in the back, shout out to Matt. I want all of the smoke. Shoot you and get out of jail free like Monopoly ho. Freddie Gordon.
You know what it is? Freddie Gibbs, Funk Flex. He threw a few clubs.
The Game. It is not surprising that there is a long list of rappers who made sure to check Akademiks about his comments and viewpoints. I mean, how can he have an unbiased opinion on what he never lived through? The Game gave him a reality check back in 2022 during a Clubhouse conversation that had Whack 100, Tekashi 6ix9ine, DJ Akademiks, and The Game. Akademiks decided to address Lil Durk's lyrics, and if he was about that life. The Game, who was quiet for most of the conversation, broke his silence to school Akademiks in front of everyone.
No, he said that. No, I wasn't getting at you though. I was just making a general statement.
Man, y'all listen to this blogger.
But Akademiks, don't you feel like you a part of the problem, man?
For the nigga, cause hell no, you ain't
I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I feel like I'm 100th of the problem compared to every rapper who rapped a line about them killing somebody or them selling drugs. Facts. I'm 100. Any rapper can get on here and talk to me.
Akademiks tried to argue that Durk's violent lyrics make him nothing but an entertainer.
I'm smoking on Pookie and Lukey and smoking at homies. That makes it.
See what that is, Whack? That's that new disrespectful shit. Real gangsters don't even do no shit.
We wasn't dissing nobody.
Ain't doing that. And the crazy part about that shit is I'm the type of like it's cool. We beefing right now. That's cool. Shit smooth. I'm gonna catch you when you 67, knock your head off. I'm saying later on in life, like nigga, I hold grudges on my mama, and I don't care who listening or where y'all
got a list.
Chatting up. Look, look, Whack on my mama. I'm telling everybody in here, I be just taking notes. I got a real list that before I leave this earth, I don't give a fuck. I'm 88, get shot in the face because that Akademiks is he's that Uncle Ben. He on front of the rice. You don't know who the
I don't know, man. If the game is pressing you and then tells you he has a list of names of people he's gonna take out, I would be real careful about what's coming out of my mouth next. And with that, we've come to the end of our list of guests who schooled DJ Akademiks. If you enjoyed this video, these other ones popping up on your screen are a must watch. Let us know in the comments which of these guests put the heat on Act the best, and help us out by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thanks for hanging out with us. And like always, we'll see you in the next one.